The cruelest form of gaslighting you may never believe existed. Everyone, welcome once again to Narcissist Exposed, where we delve into the murky world of narcissism, dissecting narcissistic relationships and the twisted occurrences within them, while also guiding you on the healing journey. Gaslighting, a sinister manipulation, rears its ugly head, and today we shall confront one of its most wicked manifestations. As you wade through the treacherous waters of toxic relationships, whether ensnared by a narcissist, antagonized, or just drowning in a pool of toxicity, gaslighting seeps into your reality, gradually distorting your perception. But fear not, for arming yourself with knowledge and honing your skills to detect these nefarious dynamics and methods shall pave the way to your salvation. Check out my complimentary course titled Narcissism 101, Early Warning Signs, Escaping the Trap, and Rebuilding Your Life. If you're interested, find the link in the description for the details. Okay, gaslighting is a pernicious tool employed to inflict mental anguish, sowing seeds of doubt within your psyche, until you are left questioning your own sanity, wondering if you are the villain. Against such deception, taking meticulous notes, scribbling down every fact, scrutinizing evidence with forensic precision, and even seeking professional counsel to smoothen out the tangles in your mind becomes necessary. However, amidst the labyrinthine machinations of gaslighting, there remains one word so insidious that its mere murmur strikes terror in the hearts of the victim. I cannot help but delve deeper into its ramifications, as its odious influence marks it out as a potential contender for the title of worst gaslighting tactic. Shall I dare to say it? Brace yourself. As the tendrils of gaslighting tighten around your mind, a phrase echoes, a whisper that resonates with sinister malice, no one will ever believe you. Can you feel the chill creeping up your spine? Let me paint you a scenario. Imagine you're daring to confront a narcissist about a truth too painful to bear. Let's take it to the extreme. Your partner has been caught engaging in indiscretions, and when you call them out on it, they'd brazenly deny it. In fact, they brand you as the crazy one and assert that nobody, not a soul, will ever believe you, leaving you with an undeniable sense of helplessness. Or perhaps you are the child of a narcissistic parent, and despite their outward appearance of niceness, you know how invalidating they can be. You have sought the courage to confront them, possibly even casting light on their dishonesty to relatives, only to be told that your claims will fall on deaf ears. The narcissist's facade can be so convincingly flawless that even those closest to them are hoodwinked, leaving you struggling with the fallout from a confrontation with no dependable defense. It is a reality that a narcissist can be a chameleon, easily blending into social situations, while vacillating between craving affirmation and meticulously avoiding detection. Thus, their greatest weapon lies in their ability to manipulate the situation and make you question your own sanity. It is not uncommon for similar people to perceive the narcissist as someone with altruistic motives, someone who has their act together and exudes awesome energy. Their awe-inspiring accomplishments may further strengthen this perception, causing the individual to regard the narcissist as a veritable paragon of virtuosity. However, what boggles the mind is that many individuals may not only appreciate, but even adore this narcissist, convinced that they are the epitome of an admirable citizen. This delusion can prove to be highly dangerous to those in a narcissistic or gaslighting relationship, as it can leave them feeling confused, helpless, and increasingly anxious. It is not uncommon for them to internalize the blame and skepticism, thinking that there is something inherently wrong with them. As if that weren't enough, many survivors in such relationships experience severe social isolation, disconnecting entirely from their support system, and depriving themselves of the possibility of finding solace in a comforting environment. The gaslighting tactic of telling the victim, "No one will believe you," not only inflicts doubt, but also paints them as delusional. The detrimental impact of such gaslighting cannot be overstated, as it chips away at the victim's self-worth, rendering them utterly powerless in the face of the narcissist's manipulations. It highlights the need for appropriate intervention to counter the effects of such toxic relationships, be it from a mental health professional or an empathetic friend. In many cases, they will continue to parade around as self-important show-offs, collecting admirers, friends, and fans along the way. Their behavior can leave you feeling hopeless, powerless, grief-stricken, and afraid. What's worse is that the narcissist may try to manipulate you into not speaking out against them, yes, using comments such as, "No one will believe you." The resulting sense of despair can be exacerbating, with the ever-present possibility of being invalidated by others. Sadly, it is not unheard of for people to express skepticism in the face of uncomfortable revelations concerning the narcissist. This can manifest in various ways, from dismissive comments like "all families have issues" to outright denial. It's natural to feel hurt or dejected when someone close to us, particularly a partner or a parent, causes us emotional pain. The gaslighting and disbelieving comments of others can be overwhelming, and it's easy to withdraw from the world in such circumstances. However, doing so can lead to isolation, making it extremely challenging to gain perspective or recover from the trauma. My advice to those suffering in such situations is to seek help from the appropriate sources, be it a mental health professional or a compassionate friend. Remember that you are not alone and that it's possible to overcome the emotional turmoil caused by narcissistic abuse. It's important to note that this type of trauma is not exclusive to narcissistic relationships, but often occurs in cases where the victim is in a position of powerlessness, such as children. The abuser or narcissist puts on a public facade to maintain a positive image while subjecting their victim to manipulation, gaslighting, and danger behind closed doors. It's this hidden face of abuse that leads to the "no one will believe you" effect, which can be incredibly isolating and emotionally distressing. It's worth mentioning that narcissistic and hostile abuse is different from other forms of abuse, as people are more likely to believe victims when the abuser is openly abusive and horrible to everyone. But when the abuser has a veneer of respectability and seems to have it all together, disclosing the abuse can confirm the victim's worst fears. If you've experienced this type of gaslighting, it's essential to recognize it for what it is, so you can begin healing. It's challenging to rebuild your sense of self-worth when the people closest to you don't believe you. Often, victims of this type of abuse can feel trapped in a cycle of emotional abuse and isolation. I hope this sheds some light on the dynamics of these toxic relationships, and if you're experiencing this type of abuse, please know that you're not alone, and there are people who will believe in and support you. It's time to break free from the cycle of isolation and begin your journey to healing. Until next time, let the healing begin.